Champ, listen, man. This Nolan Wells situation has gotten way out of hand, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, gang. It's getting real nasty. Now they're saying there's extended audio that wasn't played yet. Apparently, TMZ released the audio of the 911 call and all that, so they claim. Salute to Hype Plus because they're, breaking this story for real. And they're saying that there's more to it. They're saying that there's the final moments of Nolan Wells on this phone call that wasn't yet released. And apparently, they got the extended audio. Listen, if you ain't smashed the like button, gang, I need to make sure y'all hitting that like button. We gonna jump into this content. Things are getting very weird, and I hope we come to a real conclusion on this story because somebody deserves justice, like right now, for real though. Let's get it.
Reporting live from Hype Club, Fight Plus News, I'm Janaba.
CETO Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you? Of course. How far is the word coming up, sir?
Breaking news coming out of Mississippi. A little over 20 days after Nolan Wells' disappearance and death, there now appears to be a major break in the case that the public is finally hearing. Yesterday, we will release an extended version of the audio call his friends would make to the CETO company when they alleged they were having issues with their boat and was sinking.
Okay, how many adults on board?
There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question.
Now,
Yeah, so people thought that he was intoxicated here, but was he intoxicated? Or was he purposefully acting like something was wrong with him on purpose? Feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying, listen, I don't know, but let's keep it going.
Now, this version we shared, originally obtained by TMZ, would only capture when you first hear the driver of the boat speak with the operator. Now, late Saturday night, local outlet WLOX would go on to release a completely unedited version of the call provided by the Mississippi Department of Maritime Resources. And in the first few seconds appears for some that not only Wells was on the boat with his friends when they left Horn Island, that he also appeared to have passed away amongst them. At the top of the call, while hold music played, you can hear panic from an unidentified young woman who appears to say Nolan, followed by, "Oh my God." Now, as the driver of the boat tries to explain the situation regarding the boat itself, you would then hear a male voice in the background seemingly yell, "Wake up, wake the F up."
Whoa, wake the F up is crazy. Whoa, what really happened here, man? Listen, man. I think that they need to do more investigation on this situation. Like, they need to do more. Alright? This 911 call seems to be revealing a lot of things, man. And people know that the friend of Nolan Wells is lying. Like, we know he's capping. He's on these interviews with Officer Tatum and all that. Homie's definitely capping because there's some very weird things about this 911 call, gang. And now we weren't there. But we've seen this movie before, haven't we, gang? I think we've seen this movie before. We can't just act like we haven't, right? We've all seen this movie before. It's not the first time, and unfortunately, it won't be the last, gang. We just gotta be realistic. I ain't gonna lie. Let's keep it going, though, man.
CETO Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the word coming up, sir?
Now, of course, due to the conversations in the background not taking place a part of the actual call, the way some are hearing this could be challenged by those who choose not to see it that way. Now, as an attempt to better make out the background chaos, we will remove the hold music at the beginning in an edited version.
To connect you.
CETO Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the word coming up, sir?
Now, to note, we as well personally can't help but to hear what many are now picking up, as well as potential's final moments now that this version of the tow call has been released. Now, for some, as the call continued, there appeared to be other questionable moments in the background for listeners.
So before we continue, y'all, remember, I want y'all to remember this, okay? Remember, we only heard the version before yesterday when that dropped that had music attached to it. Now that they removed that music, we can hear a lot more now. And apparently this reveals that this was definitely Nolan's final moments, right? This is what they're saying, man. This is absolutely insane. This is wild. And I really do hope that we get an answer because we still haven't gotten an answer yet. But let's continue.
As a boat driver identified as Wyatt Pyron continued to speak with the operator. Like at the end of the call, when you would hear the called sea tow captain express that he got a direct call from the grandfather Pyron, who would tell him that a tow was no longer needed. This for some would be the beginning of a cover-up to minimize witnesses.
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee-for-service come up under Jerry.
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking, and he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So
Right.
he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat, and
Is it
he
Jerry?
said that Jerry. Yeah, he said.
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, he'll call me back. So
Oh,
I'm
right.
guessing that they may have figured it out, because that's what he said. So they're in a panic and their boat won't crank.
Yeah, they're in a panic.
Since the beginning of this case, many have questioned Wells' friend's story, as many things appeared inconsistent throughout, and those online will call out the entire situation as being a cover-up of the death of another black teen in Mississippi.
In Mississippi, of all places, if you ever been to Mississippi, I'm going to keep it told you. I've been there. A few times I've been to Mississippi. I'm going to keep it tall. It looked like the 13 colonies out there. I'm going to keep it tall. Don't sue me. Don't unalive the messenger, as they say. Champ. Mississippi. Hey, listen, one of the most racist states, period. I just gotta be honest. There's absolutely no telling what happened. But listen, we're gonna find out sooner than later. They trying to do a cover up, and this is absolutely insane, gang. I ain't lying.
So what happens next? Given that this call is now officially 22 days old, we're certain the local officials and investigators have examined it by now. And given that agencies like the FBI are involved, we can also be certain that they have the resources to completely clean distorted audio with specialized forensic audio tools that can isolate speech. Now, according to reports, the FBI has perfected this ability since the 1960s as a way to improve distorted speech from wiretaps, 911 calls, and covert body wires. Now, when what we unveiled is the case, and we all have now witnessed that Nolan was back on the boat that day where he potentially lost his life, many individuals can now face consequences, like all of his friends who were on the boat that never gave Wells' family and authorities the truth and potentially helped get rid of his body. The stepmother of Warren Hudson, Judge Ashley Cole, who would push potential false statements. The grandfather Wyatt Pyron, who looks to have helped his grandson avoid serious consequences. The adults who supplied the teens with alcohol, causing them to potentially make terrible decisions that day. And local law enforcement for failing to aggressively move forward on making arrests when there were signs early on.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of conspirators in this matter. For sure. And they was not supposed to be sipping anything. They weren't. They were not supposed to be sipping anything at all. These are facts. They just shouldn't have. They're under 21. Literally under 21. Like, what are we talking about here, gang? You just gotta make it make sense. I think we gotta speak truth to power for real.
Like Exhibit A, picture of Nolan and his underage friends drinking. And more specifically for Sheriff John Ledbetter for expressing he didn't see any signs of foul play before an autopsy was even conducted. This recent update not only could highlight criminal bias, but also media bias because, again, this audio is over 20 days old, but for some reason, none of the major outlets played it in its entirety, which would have captured the slurred speech by Pyron, the boat's driver, thus potentially incriminating him of boating under the influence, which again is against maritime law, as well as capturing him stating that none of the occupants of the boat were over 21 years old, the legal drinking age in Mississippi.
Okay,
How many
what's
adults
going
on board?
So, there are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Sir, that was not the question.
On Thursday, Mississippi District Attorney Angel Miles McIlrath would speak out about the case and would defend the pace of the investigation as it would now be presented to a grand jury when it's complete.
I understand the public's urgency to know what happened to Nolan, but we are not taking time for time's sake. We are taking the time required to complete the work this investigation demands. Since Nolan was reported missing, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies have worked around the clock investigating what happened to him. Every piece of evidence must be examined. Every credible lead must be followed to its conclusion. Every witness interview must be analyzed in context of all other evidence. The pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. I also understand that many people have questions about why more information has not been released publicly. In Mississippi, the rules of professional conduct restrict the information a prosecutor can release during an investigation. Our restraint in communicating facts and evidence is not an effort to keep the truth from the public. It is an effort to protect the integrity of this investigation and the grand jury proceeding.
Yo, this does sounds like a bunch of hogwash. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all trying to protect it. Y'all trying to save him. That's what y'all trying to do. Y'all want to save the man. I know. Y'all know what happened. Y'all have an idea what happened. Y'all taking your sweet time dragging feet. This is 22 days ago, okay? Dragging your feet, as they say. To me. To me.
As your district attorney, I have an ethical obligation to avoid public statements that could influence witnesses, prejudice a proceeding, or compromise the fairness of the legal process. My obligation extends to and requires me to use reasonable care to ensure investigating agencies avoid making those statements and releasing information as well. These rules exist to protect the search for the truth, not to prevent it. When the public asks, what about this, or have they looked at that, or did they think about this? The answer is yes. Those are the same questions investigators ask. The difference is that we can't publicly discuss the evidence, the interviews, or what those efforts have uncovered while the investigation is underway.
As far as Wells' family, they continue to ask witnesses to come forward and are expected to investigate Wells' phone with investigators assigned to the case. We all are also awaiting the findings from Wells' first autopsy now that the independent autopsy deemed his cause of death as undetermined. And so if this captured audio accurately depicts what many are now hearing, the pain and lack of trust that Black Americans have expressed becomes more valid. And on the birth of Emmett Till, July 25th, 85 years later, Mississippi gains another stain on the state's history. Reporting live from Ibis Club, Fight Plus.
That's wild. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see that. Let me see that historical date. Let me see that. Give me the path. I'm gonna see that date again. My fault, y'all. We gotta see the date. July 25th. Yeah, that's when he passed. It's 85 years later.
Till July 25th, 85 years later, Mississippi gains another stain
Crazy.
on the state's history.
Listen, man. What can I tell you except that Mississippi was racist. That's it. I mean, it's probably nowhere near as racist as it was, but it still exists, man. You know, sundown towns exist. These things exist. These just real things. You know what I'm saying? So, what can you do? But they need to stop dragging their feet and get to the bottom of this, man. Stop dragging your feet and get to the bottom of it. That's it, man. That's it. Treat this like you would treat anything else. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And I hope we get answers very soon. But listen, gang, if you didn't smash up on the like, you need to smash up on that like button right now. ASAP. Immediately helps the channel in a huge way. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about all this, man. How do you feel this district attorney is treating this, man? How do y'all feel about the police situation? How do you feel about the people giving drinks, the adults, and all that, man? Listen, I think this might have been an orchestrated effort, but I want you to let me know what you think happened, man. For real. Also, if you didn't hit that hype button, we need buckets. We need to do the Wilt Chamberlain the hype button and get us to thousands upon thousands of hype points because we need that. It'll help in a huge way. Also, if you are brand new to the Mayor's channel, make sure you subscribe right now and turn on every single notification bell so you get all of the Mayor's updates. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. You ready, gang? It's the mayor. The one and only New York Mayor F. Bomb Donnie. And you're rocking with the town favorite show face news, split Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Listen, hit the pinned links in the comment. Alright? One will take you to the next video, and the next one will take you directly to the Mayor's Discord, Big Gotham. It's fire. I'm up out of here, y'all. Salute.